Awesome. Got a nice little empty room to talk to, so I'll count my audience members. 1, 2, 3. Couple people standing in the corner. Thank you to the lovely 3 people who've stayed through the conference. You've done a good job. Oh, 4. We're growing quickly, like the hydrogen industry. So my name's Estelle. I work for Sensus. We are a Xylem brand. So Xylem, our parent company, is the largest pure play water company that you could invest in that's publicly traded. So that's a little bit about Xylem. They do anything you can think of having to do with move, treat, or transport water. That being said, I come from the energy side, so I am actually here to talk to you a little bit about what we do in the energy, the electric, the gas space. But just to kind of summarize, we are a global water, gas, and electric company. We give you, or anyone who wants it, not just you, maybe you don't want these, connected solutions for, and meters for the hydrogen market. And then any other application along the hydrogen value stream. So that's electricity, that's your water measurement, anything along that. So you can really maximize your ROI through smart gas. We also offer smart grid things. So as you start thinking about electrolysis, really understanding how much electricity you're using, how to maximize the amount of electricity you're using, and then also understanding water. So we offer water treatment, as I mentioned, from primary, secondary, tertiary, all the way up to ultra pure. So any treatment technology that you need basically to get to that water quality level needed for electrolysis. So none of the fun, cool new technology, but the very necessary pieces to this value stream. So what exactly do I do? So I work very closely with utilities, and utilities have been asking the question, what does hydrogen mean for me? So these are water, gas, and electric utilities looking at this new, exciting, growing market and asking, okay, what does this mean for me? How is this going to change me, my relationship with the customer? What if we have an electrolysis plant that comes up? How are we actually going to make that electricity? How are we going to measurement? And that's kind of where we come in. We're helping utilities, our customers, navigate this changing industry and the impact it's going to have on them. So we're doing that through several ways. But the biggest one is we've put together a roadmap for hydrogen blending and what hydrogen means for utilities. So that can be found at our Hydrogen Resource Center. And this really aggregates all and cuts through the noise of the industry and gives utilities kind of what the quick and dirty is that impacts them. So if you're interested in this kind of untapped market potential that is utilities, check out our Hydrogen Resource Center. If you'd like to understand, okay, a little bit more about a different market stream for hydrogen, check out our Hydrogen Resource Center. Other things that we do, we sell turbo meters. So these are high flow industrial commercial meters that can be used with 100% hydrogen, any blend of gas, biomethane, and high flow carbon capture applications. We also do smaller scale residential and commercial industrial meters. And so that's like your residential ultrasonic meter, your light commercial ultrasonic meter. And those are for lower pressures, and they work in blends from about 10 up to 100% hydrogen. So basically, these can be applied anywhere throughout your renewable energy value stream. So whether you're trying to move natural gas from point A to point B, or you are trying to move hydrogen from electrolysis production to refueling. So this is just another diagram that shows kind of where our products sit around your value stream. So we can bring any natural gas into your steam methane reforming plants. We can then transmit that hydrogen, your end product, to wherever it needs to go. These meters are for custody transfer. So when you start thinking about, I want to sell this product I'm creating, you need to know how much to sell, and your customer also needs to know how much to buy. And they need to do that very accurately. So these are meters that have been approved by Canada, the US. We've got over 100 years of metering experience. So we can really do this very accurately. And then again, with electrolysis, we have both gas meters, electric meters, and water meters that sit in that value stream. And then we can also connect to homes. We can transmit gas to hydrogen storage applications, And then that can be added to your distribution network or then burned at a power plant or a petrochemical plant. We can also connect to your transportation to overseas storage, or again, like I mentioned earlier, your hydrogen dispensing and refueling of your hydrogen vehicle fleet. So that's what we do, that's what we have to offer, and that's all I've got. Questions?
Can you explain a little more about custody of gas?
Yep, so custody transfer of gas is a very pretty boring topic, but very interesting. But basically, the idea is when you are when you're transferring gas from one hand to the other, you don't want to stop the flow of gas and say, well, I'm going to give you one cartridge, and then I'm going to take another cartridge. When you're talking about high volumes, so you want to just run it through a pipeline. So you have a meter on one side, that's if you're selling gas, you have your meter that's saying, well, I've metered out, 300 cubic feet of gas. And then your customer is going to have a meter on their side where the custody transfer point occurs, and they're measuring, this is how much I'm receiving from you. You want those measurements to match to within a certain percentage point so that, the customer's saying, well, I'm buying this amount, and you're saying, well, I'm selling this amount, and it helps you kind of agree on that custody transfer without actually disrupting the flow of gas. So that's done every single day, every single second in the natural gas industry. And it's a learning for the hydrogen industry as well. So when we start transmitting large percentages of hydrogen through pipeline, making sure you're doing it in the most effective way. Does that answer your question? Perfect. Other questions? All right. Thanks.